History is full of stories that are stranger than fiction. Stories of power, betrayal, and secrets that have been hidden away, waiting to be uncovered. Tonight, we delve into the shadows of the past and expose the sinister secrets of some of the most well-known historical figures. Prepare to have your perceptions challenged as we explore the darker side of history. Our journey begins in the opulent courts of 16th century England, under the reign of Queen Elizabeth Repentined, the Virgin Queen. A golden age of exploration, literature, and arts. But was there more to her reign than meets the eye? Elizabeth's reign was marked by religious turmoil and political intrigue. Behind the facade of a glorious era, she authorized the execution of hundreds of Catholic priests and loyalists, earning her the title of Bloody Bess among her detractors. But did you know that her own advisor, Sir Francis Walsingham, ran a network of spies and informants, ruthlessly eliminating anyone perceived as a threat to her throne? Join us in the comments section and let us know if you've heard any fascinating stories about Queen Elizabeth I and her reign. Fast forward to the late 19th century, where we find ourselves in the bustling world of invention and industry. Thomas Edison, the Wizard of Menlo Park, transformed modern life with his numerous inventions. But did his genius have a darker side? While Edison is hailed as a pioneer of innovation, many of his successes came at the cost of ruthless competition. Edison's bitter rivalry with George Westinghouse and Nikola Tesla, known as the War of Currents, led to a campaign of fear-mongering and misinformation as Edison sought to discredit alternating current in favor of his own direct current system. This included public electrocutions of animals and funding the development of the electric chair, all in an effort to prove the dangers of alternating current. Genghis Khan's name is synonymous with brutality and destruction, but was there a method to his madness? While it's true that Genghis Khan's campaigns resulted in the deaths of millions, his empire also fostered trade, cultural exchange, and religious tolerance. However, one particularly chilling aspect of his conquests was the use of psychological warfare. Genghis Khan was known to order the complete annihilation of entire cities that resisted him, leaving only a single survivor to spread the tale of their destruction. This calculated cruelty instilled fear in his enemies and often led to the surrender of cities without a fight. So what do you think about Genghis Khan's tactics? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing historical stories. As we've seen tonight, history is full of complex figures, each with their own dark secrets and hidden agendas. From the courts of Queen Elizabeth to the battlefields of Genghis Khan, the past is never quite as it seems. Our next stop takes us to the heart of Vatican City, where we delve into the mysterious life and untimely death of Pope John Paul Berman, known as the Smiling Pope. His 33-day papacy was marked by a desire for reform. But did his plans to modernize the church ultimately lead to his demise? John Paul I was elected Pope in 1978, at a time when the Catholic Church was facing numerous challenges, including financial scandals and a growing disconnect with its followers. He quickly gained a reputation for his humility and progressive views, expressing a desire to reform the Church's hierarchy and address its financial issues. However, just 33 days into his papacy, Pope John Paul I was found dead in his private apartments. The Vatican initially stated that he died of a heart attack, but inconsistencies in their accounts and the suspicious circumstances surrounding his death led to numerous conspiracy theories. Some believe that the Pope's reforms threatened powerful figures within the Church, leading them to orchestrate his assassination. Others suggest that he was poisoned or that his death was made to look like natural causes. While the true cause of Pope John Paul I's death remains a mystery, his brief papacy continues to be shrouded in intrigue and speculation. What do you think happened to Pope John Paul I? Share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical mysteries unveiled. Now we turn to one of the most notorious figures in history, Adolf Hitler. The mastermind behind the Holocaust and the Second World War, his reign of terror left millions dead and a continent in ruins. But what were the sinister secrets behind his rise to power? Hitler's ascent to power was marked by a series of calculated moves and manipulations. He exploited the political instability and economic hardship of post-World War I Germany, using his charisma and oratory skills to spread his message of hate and scapegoat minorities for the country's problems. One lesser-known aspect of Hitler's rise to power was his use of occult practices and symbols. He was known to be fascinated by the supernatural and believed that he was destined to fulfill a prophecy that would restore Germany to its former glory. This fascination with the occult led him to incorporate esoteric symbols, such as the swastika, into the iconography of the Nazi Party. Hitler's obsession with the occult extended to his search for mystical artifacts and relics, which he believed would grant him unstoppable power. He sent teams of archaeologists and historians on expeditions around the world to uncover these legendary objects, further entwining his dark regime with the realm of the supernatural. The true extent of Hitler's involvement with the occult remains a subject of debate and fascination among historians. If you're interested in learning more about this dark chapter of history, be sure to leave a comment below and subscribe for future episodes. Our journey through history's darker side now leads us to the blood-soaked lands of 15th century Wallachia, where we encounter the notorious Vlad the Impaler. Known for his brutal methods of punishment and warfare, this fearsome prince inspired the legend of Count Dracula. But what drove Vlad to commit such unspeakable acts of cruelty? Vlad the Impaler's reputation for cruelty is well earned. He was known to impale his enemies on wooden stakes, leaving them to die a slow and agonizing death. This gruesome method of execution served a dual purpose: to instill fear in his enemies and to deter potential invaders. However, Vlad's cruelty was not reserved for his enemies alone. He was also known to punish his own people with equal severity, often for minor offenses. Some historians believe that Vlad's brutal methods were a response to the constant threat of invasion from the Ottoman Empire, and that he sought to maintain order and discipline within his realm by any means necessary. Despite his horrific actions, Vlad the Impaler is still considered a national hero by some in Romania, who view him as a defender of their homeland against foreign invaders. This complex legacy highlights the often blurred lines between history's heroes and villains. From the courts of Queen Elizabeth to the battlefields of Genghis Khan, the past is never quite as it seems. We now cross the Atlantic to the United States, where we explore the life and presidency of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Known for leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II, his legacy is one of resilience and determination. But did FDR have secrets of his own that he kept hidden from the public? One of the lesser-known aspects of FDR's presidency was his involvement in a secret intelligence operation known as the Map Room. Housed within the White House, the Map Room served as a central hub for collecting and analyzing intelligence from around the world, allowing FDR to make informed decisions during the war. But FDR's involvement in covert operations didn't stop there. In 1942, he authorized the creation of the Office of Strategic Services, OSS, the precursor to the modern-day Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. The OSS was responsible for gathering intelligence, conducting sabotage, and carrying out other clandestine activities during the war. While FDR's actions in creating the Map Room and the OSS were undoubtedly crucial to the Allied victory in World War II, they also highlight the often shadowy world of intelligence and espionage that exists beneath the surface of history. Our journey now takes us back to the darkest days of World War II, where we examine the life of Dr. Joseph Mengele, the infamous Angel of Death of Auschwitz. Known for his horrifying medical experiments on prisoners, Mengele's actions epitomize the evil and cruelty of the Holocaust. But what drove this man to commit such atrocities? And how did he manage to evade justice for so long? Mengele's medical experiments were driven by a twisted fascination with genetics and a desire to create a master race for the Third Reich. He conducted countless brutal and inhumane experiments on prisoners, particularly twins, in an attempt to unlock the secrets of heredity. After the war, Mengele managed to escape capture and flee to South America, where he lived under various aliases for the remainder of his life. Despite numerous attempts to locate and bring him to justice, Mengele managed to evade capture until his death in 1979. The story of Dr. Joseph Mengele serves as a chilling reminder of the depths of human cruelty and the lengths to which some will go to evade justice. His crimes continue to be a subject of study and research as historians seek to better understand the motivations behind his horrific actions. Our next stop takes us to the heart of Africa, where we delve into the reign of King Leopold II of Belgium. Known for his ambition and ruthlessness, Leopold's rule over the Congo Free State resulted in the deaths of millions and a legacy of exploitation and suffering. Leopold's rule over the Congo was marked by a brutal system of forced labor and resource extraction. The native population was subjected to horrific abuses, including mutilation, enslavement, and mass killings, as Leopold sought to maximize his profits from the region's abundant natural resources. Despite international outrage over the conditions in the Congo, Leopold managed to maintain his control over the region for several decades. It was only after a sustained campaign by human rights activists and journalists that the Belgian government was forced to take control of the Congo from Leopold in 1908. The legacy of King Leopold II's rule in the Congo continues to be felt to this day, as the region struggles with the aftermath of colonialism and the lingering effects of exploitation and violence. Now we travel to China, where we examine the life and legacy of Mao Zedong, the founder of the People's Republic of China. Mao is often hailed as a revolutionary hero who transformed China into a modern socialist state, but his rule was also marked by widespread suffering and violence. One of the most devastating periods of Mao's rule was the Great Leap Forward, a campaign to rapidly industrialize and collectivize China's agriculture. The policies implemented during this time led to widespread famine, with an estimated 30 to 45 million people dying as a result. Another dark chapter in Mao's rule was the Cultural Revolution, a decade-long campaign to purge China of perceived capitalist and traditional elements. During this time, millions of people were persecuted, imprisoned, and even killed as a result of political purges and mass hysteria. Despite the immense suffering caused by his policies, Mao remains a controversial and divisive figure in Chinese history. Some view him as a visionary leader who brought China into the modern era, while others see him as a ruthless dictator responsible for the deaths of millions. We now return to Nazi Germany, where we explore the life of Heinrich Himmler, one of the most powerful and feared figures in the Third Reich. As the architect of the Holocaust and the head of the SS, Himmler's actions played a significant role in the atrocities committed during World War II. Himmler's vision for the SS extended beyond its role as a paramilitary organization. He sought to create a racially pure Aryan elite, which he believed would one day rule the world. To achieve this goal, Himmler established the Lebensborn program, an organization dedicated to promoting the birth of Aryan children through extramarital relationships and adoption. Himmler was also responsible for the establishment of the Ahnenerbe, an organization dedicated to researching the history and culture of the Aryan race. The Ahnenerbe conducted expeditions around the world in search of artifacts and evidence to support their theories of Aryan supremacy. As the war turned against Germany, Himmler attempted to negotiate a separate peace with the Allies, hoping to save himself and the SS from defeat. However, his efforts were unsuccessful, and he was eventually captured by British forces. In a final act of cowardice, Himmler committed suicide by biting into a cyanide capsule, thus avoiding trial for his crimes. The story of Heinrich Himmler serves as a chilling reminder of the twisted ideology and ruthless ambition that drove the Nazi regime. His actions, along with those of other high-ranking Nazis, continue to be studied and analyzed by historians seeking to better understand the motivations behind their horrific deeds.